could you talk into the mic?
Correct.
Okay, you were able to, you have some physical evidence that you gathered from the scene, right?
Correct.
You have a ring camera, correct?
Yes.
An interview, right?
Yes.
And with the surveillance is beneficial because you were able to identify suspects in this case, right?
Yes.
Did, when you identified suspects, you were able to speak with Mr. Forte's mother, correct?
Correct.
And Miss Forte was, at that time, she told you that CT had, explained to her that a firearm was in the possession of the other person and that he was clutching a firearm, correct?
That's correct.
Then you, and kind of a common issue for Miss Forte and her son is that they wanted to make sure that Mr. Forte wasn't going to get in any trouble because he didn't have anything to do with it, right?
Which is common.
Now, when you spoke to Mr. Forte, he was physically there, so he didn't get a story from CT. He was there, right?
Correct.
And he told you that the gentleman had approached aggressively, correct?
I'd have to reference my narrative, but
Okay. Well, you also recorded this, correct?
it is recorded.
And in the recording, first you're speaking with his mother, right?
Correct.
And then mother is calling multiple people trying to find her son, correct?
Correct.
Ultimately, you got him on the phone, right?
Yes.
And when he got on the phone, he told you that the gentleman that the deceased, that he had a firearm, that it was initially in his pocket and he had moved it to the waist.
All right,
I'm
Stop.
I'm gonna object to the line of questioning. It's hearsay and it's improper impeachment.
okay, because
Let's run
tell me
that
the
back.
improper part.
Let's run it back, and then he'll argue. What are we?
Recorded this, correct?
It is recorded.
And in the recording, first you're speaking with his mother, right?
Correct.
And then mother is calling multiple people trying to find her son, correct?
Correct.
Ultimately, you got him on the phone, right?
Yes.
And when he got on the phone, he told you that the gentleman that the deceased, that he had a firearm, that it was initially in his pocket and he had moved it to the waist.
All right, Stop.
I'm gonna object to the line of questioning. It's hearsay and it's improper impeachment.
okay, because tell me the improper part.
Tell us why it's improper.
When Mr. Forte was on direct and cross, he provided answers that were consistent with,
It's not impeachment, it's
Consistent.
repeating what he said. Okay, so again, Ms. Fagan, if you want to ask the detective about things, your clients, well, you can't do that either. So I'm going to sustain the objection and ask you to move on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Now, I'm not asking what he said. When you spoke to him, though, he gave you a couple stories, correct? About just about the firearm.
So that's basically what he said. If he gave you stories, unless he handed you a story like this, then he was saying things and then that would be hearsay.
Okay, understood. When
Writing can be
you spoke
hearsay.
with Mr. Forte, you
What?
you didn't actually physically see him at that time, but you already had the surveillance, correct?
That is correct.
And so when you had the surveillance, in the surveillance, there was one camera that was inoperable that probably would have captured this situation a little better, right?
That's correct.
But the camera that you did have was down the hall. Now, you said 30 feet. Would you say it's larger than this courtroom?
It was an estimation, but yes,
It was larger than this courtroom as far as how far away the camera was to the actual end of the stairway.
possibly it was three years ago. So, I mean, I'm just estimating.
And even though we have this large picture, the action is only in the middle of the top, right?
That's correct.
And then we can zoom in, but it becomes a little pixelated, correct?
Is it clear? No, it's not 1,000% clear, but it's not definitively like pixelated that you can't make out what transpired.
Right, like you understand that Mr. Tuitt shot this gentleman, right?
Correct.
Okay, now past that though, initially, there was 2 encounters this gentleman had with my client, correct?
One for sure when he walked out of the apartment and they met each other in the hallway.
So when they met in the hallway, then they're in the stairs area for over 5 minutes, correct?
She doesn't know. All of that out of order and weird swapping back and forth. The detective doesn't know that there were 2 encounters.
Right.
And in that stair area, you have video
that's the
cameras
body's
all
fault.
over this apartment complex. They never left that stairway, correct?
When you're referencing they never left the stairwell, who are you referring to exactly?
I'm talking about the very first encounter prior to the shooting, okay? When you called him Smoke too, right? That's what you called him in the interview?
I called him by his biological name and then I asked Mr. Tuitt to confirm if his street name is Smoke.
When he first comes out of the apartment, he takes a right, correct?
Are you referring to the defendant or,
Smoke.
okay, the decedent? Okay, so at what point are you referring to?
The very beginning of the 13-minute video that we just watched.
I mean, I don't want to say he went right and then I'd have to look at the video, but he went to the front of the complex, yes.
Well, when he first came out, he goes right, and that's where he has the first interaction with my client, right?
I mean, we could pull up the video.
Oh! Oh!
It's your okay. Do you want me to? Yeah. Okay.
Witness is becoming spicy pepper soup.
Now, did you actually make this compilation video?
I did not make the compilation.
Yes, let the jury know it's a compilation. Very good. All right, so this one has timestamps.
So that we can make this time efficient, do you know at what time he comes out of the door?
I don't.
Do you have it in any notes that you've prepared or anything in preparation for trial?
I don't have any notes with me right now.
She's so slick with it. Nicole is slick. You've been on the stand for like 3 hours now. And you don't know the basic order of operations for 15, 20 minutes of footage when it's a self-defense case and you should be looking at who is aggressor to who.
Okay. So he
Who
came out of his
interacted with
room, his apartment, he went to the right, correct?
Correct.
Okay. When he comes to the right at the end of the hallway, that's where Mr. Tuitt lived, correct?
Correct.
And then they go down the stairs, correct?
Yes.
And you never see them again on any other video until they come back up the stairs, right?
Yes.
Now, when they come back, when he leaves to go down the stairs, there's no firearm in his waistband at that point, correct?
No.
I'll watch. Nope.
No. Screenshot. Now, when he first came out of that apartment, there was no firearm in his waistband, correct?
Correct.
And he has his hand in his pants, right?
Yes.
During your investigation, you determined that he had a firearm on him at all times?
I wouldn't
Low
use
battery.
the term all times.
Okay. So at what point did he not have a firearm
Where you're showing it right now, where he doesn't have a firearm. On
You
him.
don't want to say
on? So
it.
do you know if there's one in his pockets or did he leave it in the apartment?
I don't know.
Okay, so at some point he retrieves a firearm, right?
At some point.
Okay, now after this moment on camera, he meets Mr. Tuitt at the door. They go to the stairs. And then he returns with a cigarette in his mouth and a firearm now in his waistband. Do you remember that?
I do remember him being at the elevator with the cigarette and the firearm in his waistband.
So at the end of this hallway, that's actually where the stairwell is, correct?
Yes. The
And
stairwell where
that-
they argued at, yes.
And when he came back from after meeting with my client at the stairwell, now he has a cigarette in his mouth that's not lit, correct?
Yes, he has a cigarette.
And he has a gun in his waistband now, right?
Yes.
When he went down that stairwell, that gun wasn't there though, correct?
And if you're not watching, no timestamps are visible on the still from what we're looking at right now.
Correct.
So at some point, he retrieved a firearm that you couldn't see and made it be seen, right?
Yes.
Then we do a 13-minute compilation video, but ultimately we get to another 5-minute, what did you call it? You didn't call it an argument. You said a heated debate?
I said a heated debate.
Okay, so this is 5 minutes after he's already been with my client down on the stairs. And in that entire time frame, he was not shot, correct?
That's correct.
And
Good
then he walks
question.
around the whole apartment building and then he returns back underneath to the stairs, right?
Yes.
Because he didn't go back to the stairs the way he came in, correct?
Yes.
He had gone through underneath and come back up the stairs, right?
Yes.
And we don't know whether or not he knew my client would still be there, right? Because it was about 20 minutes later, correct?
Yes.
But 20 minutes later, when he came back, he still had his gun in his waistband. We said 702 in the other name, right?
Yes.
Yes.
When he came back, at that point, we never get another close shot to him like this, right?
I'm confused on what point we're discussing. Can you go to that point in the video?
Now I'm going to the shooting. Once he gets upstairs to the shooting, we never get a close shot of him again, right? Like we never get to see him up close like this shot is.
No, once he comes up the stairs, no.
And so when he goes to the stairs and while he's there at the stairs, we don't know where the firearm was. We don't know if he had moved it or not, correct?
Yes, correct.
Now, he could have, right? But we don't have any surveillance of that portion.
That's correct. We don't have that footage.
Now, that argument is another 5 minutes, correct?
Yes.
I don't want to say it is 5 minutes. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, why don't you know? Why don't you know?
If
You're
you
the
said
lead
it's 5 minutes,
detective.
it's 5 minutes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. She's doing that to give an attitude to the defense attorney, and I like what Nicole's doing. I think she's great on cross-examination so far. This is my first trial watching her in a trial, not like pre-trial or a plea hearing. I think her cross-examinations are a delight. But you have this witness conceding, well, if that's what you're going to say, I'm just going to adopt it. Have a backbone. You're the lead detective. You interrogate people. Your information is used to help the district attorney decide what charges to move forward with, if they're going to add any charges, if they're going to decide not to prosecute. Have a backbone. But here you are, and we watched her do it. She didn't say she was doing it, but we watched her do it the entire time Abadi was doing direct examination. And now because she wants to get snippy and not want to answer Nicole Fagan, who happens to be the defense attorney for the person she's interviewing and thinks is guilty, now it's, if that's what you say it is, that's not good for anybody to say, that you'll just concede when you're being poked and prodded because you don't care about actually getting to the facts at hand. But okay, what else is new? Violet says, I can't hear you. Oh, we see the one head going up higher again.
So I'll let it play while we continue our questioning since we're getting close to 5. So in this entire argument, while they're on the stairs, Smoke still doesn't get shot, correct?
That's correct.
When they get to the top of the stairs, Smoke isn't immediately shot, correct?
That's correct.
Now, we see Smoke from his left-hand side, right? When he's standing facing my client.
Yes, that's correct.
And the handle to his firearm, if you recall, and I can switch videos if you need to, but the handle to his firearm pointed to the right. Do you recall that?
I don't. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. First, let's confirm that this was a 5-minute long argument, that he wasn't shot. Now, when officers got there, I want to confirm a couple things. One is Exhibit 75. He still had his marijuana, correct?
Yes.
Exhibit 32. There's walls on both sides of that breezeway, correct?
Yes, there's walls.
There's no area for either gentleman to back out of what we see at the light at the end of this hall.
No way to
correct?
retreat.
Can you clarify what you mean by back out?
So there's no like, both of them had a back to a wall ultimately, meaning there wasn't a hallway running perpendicular, right?
They couldn't step
Correct.
back any further in
They're-
that moment.
They're on just a parallel hallway.
The things inside of his pockets, when he fell, items were located around his body, right?
That's correct.
In the video, you don't see his phone in his hand, correct?
That's correct.
You don't see his money in his hand, correct?
Correct.
You don't see the scale in his hand, correct?
You do not. Correct.
And the gun, is your testimony that you never see the gun in his hand either?
I did not recall seeing a firearm in his hand.
You don't
When-
recall or
now,
you didn't?
all
Why is that a moment for I don't recall answer? You were already asked to watch this and testify to it, and you testified that no, you didn't. And now you're saying you don't recall seeing it, but you already testified conclusively. Not that you didn't remember if you saw something. You testified to what you're seeing as it was being played for you on direct. Now it's I don't recall.
the phone, the marijuana, the money, the scale, all of those items fell right by his body, correct?
Yes.
Only the gun was thrown feet away, right?
Yes.
Beautiful. Why aren't all the other objects on the floor?
His money, State's Exhibit 76, this was untouched, correct?
Correct.
State's Exhibit 77, is this you guys counting how much money he had on him?
That is correct.
State's Exhibit 78 and 79 are the firearm that was thrown feet from his body, right?
Correct.
Did you ever look into your investigation as to whether or not he was clutching his gun and it dropped as he was shot?
No.
Okay, but
Oh,
miraculously, everything else he had on him dropped right where he was.
she just flat out said no. Wow. She actually just said it clean and plain. And we know that they didn't test the gunshot residue because GBI stopped testing for gunshot residue when there was a victim identified.
Look into your investigation as to whether or not he was clutching his gun and it dropped as he was shot.
No.
Okay, but miraculously, everything else he had on him dropped right where he was.
Yes.
Wow.
State's Exhibit 80 is the crime scene sketch. Correct?
Yes.
And in the crime scene sketch, except for items 6 and 7 being a shell casing and the firearm, all the other items were located right next to his body, right?
Correct.
Now, you would agree that The items that I just showed you don't indicate that my client pulled a firearm first, right?
It sounds like speculation to me.
Oh,
That's fine.
it's your
Okay.
job.
I'm going to take that as an objection, not from the witness, but from Mr. Abadi. You're free to argue come argument time. Questions for this witness?
And does State's Exhibit 80 indicate in your investigation that my client pulled a firearm first?
I'm gonna object. It's the same question, just worded a little differently.
Well, I think this witness can say yes, no, it doesn't indicate anything like that. So, and then explain your answer. So 80 is the crime scene sketch? Okay.
Could I examine the crime scene sketch, please?
Yeah, I'd like to see it on the
Thank
screen.
you.
This is crazy. Fulton County crazy. Yeah, that could be possible kills, and then like he moves, so then he runs. Yeah, that's what I would think. And I don't think there's anything wrong with checking to make
Okay,
sure
now could you
no gun is
reword
in
your
hand
question
anymore.
for me? What was your question?
You don't have to reword it, you just need to repeat it.
The
however you want to do
question
that.
was that in your investigation, did State's Exhibit 80, this State's Exhibit 80 in your investigation determined that my client pulled a firearm first?
I can't make that determination from this.
State's Exhibit 32, during your investigation, in State's Exhibit 32, did this indicate to you that my client pulled a firearm first?
I can't make that determination.
State's Exhibit 78 and 79, in your investigation, did either of these pieces of evidence indicate to you that my client pulled a firearm first?
You can't make a determination from that.
Just say can't make a determination, can't make a determination, can't make a determination.
State's
This
Exhibit
is
76
beautiful.
and 77, did either of these pieces of evidence indicate to you during your investigation whether or not my client pulled a firearm first?
No.
No.
State's Exhibit 54, similar to 32, is it the same answer?
It's the same answer. No.
State's Exhibit 75, or the gunshot residue kit, State's Exhibit 142. Do either of these pieces of evidence in your investigation determine that my client pulled a firearm first?
No.
The CAD report, State's Exhibit 2. In your investigation, did this piece of evidence determine to you that my client pulled a firearm first?
No.
States 89, 90, 88,
Let's choose
91.
did any
Did
of this.
these pieces of evidence indicate to you in your investigation that my client pulled a firearm first?
No.
She just Oprah'd with the exhibits. She just look at her in her little corner on the Zoom screen. Do any of these? Do any of these? Do any of these? Nope. This has been like 2 minutes straight of, can you make a determination that my client was the aggressor, that my client pulled a firearm out first? In other words, taking away the elements necessary for self-defense.
89, 90, 88, 91. Did any of these pieces of evidence indicate to you in your investigation that my client pulled a firearm first?
No.
A body just pinching his ear in the back.
State's Exhibit 7 is just a picture of the map.
Oh.
State's Exhibit 8, 9, 10, and 11. Do any of these pieces of evidence indicate in your investigation that my client pulled a firearm first?
No, ma'am.
403, I only have so many hands.
In the videos, you can see that Smoke carried his firearm visibly.
Now
right?
it's playing.
Yes.
But in any video of my client prior to the shooting, you don't see a firearm visible on my client, correct?
Prior to the shooting, no.
In States Exhibits 99, 100, 98, in your investigation, did any of these pieces of evidence indicate to you that my client pulled a firearm first?
No, ma'am.
States Exhibits 12, 13, 14, 15.
Still going.
16, 17, and 18, pictures of walls and stairs. Did any of this evidence in your investigation determine that my client pulled a firearm first?
No, ma'am.
19, States Exhibit 20, States Exhibit 21, States Exhibit 22, States Exhibit 23, 24, 25, 26. Did any of this evidence indicate to you that my client pulled a firearm first?
No.
States 27, 28, 29, 31, 33, any of these pictures, 150 pieces of evidence. Did any piece of evidence indicate in your investigation that my client pulled a firearm first?
No.
But you do agree that 20 minutes prior to the shooting, there was a 5-minute time frame on that stairwell, correct? The first time.
Yes.
At that time, when he first walked to the stairwell, there's no visible firearm, correct?
Correct.
When he leaves, he has a cigarette and a firearm visible at that point, right?
Correct.
He leaves for 20 minutes, walks around the apartment complex. Did you even see what he was doing when he was walking around?
I don't recall
Okay. But you don't remember during your investigation in this case?
what he was doing when he was walking around. No.
And then he walks back through, goes underneath and up the stairs, right?
Correct.
Firearm still visible, right?
Correct.
Engages in another 5-minute conversation, heated debate on the stairs, right?
Correct.
And ultimately, you would agree that when the gentleman fell, his gun went to the far left, right?
It did. The gun did land to the far left.
And everything else below it.
Correct.
Thank you.
Mr.
Just sit
Abai, any
down.
redirect?
Yes, sure.
Okay,
Detective Johnson, we'll start with the last line of questioning that Ms. Fagan asked you. Would you agree that the gun did not come out of or didn't leave the victim's person until he had been shot multiple times?
Correct.
What difference does that make?
And,
That helps. That helps to it. Are you serious? Chat. Am I in my own bubble? Maybe you guys are in the bubble with me. Maybe I should find outsiders. How does this question help suggest that Tuitt was not acting in self-defense? Oh, the gun didn't leave his person until the defendant shot him, right? Ha ha ha. That sounds exactly what the purpose of self-defense is for.
The victim's person, line of questions. Yes, sure.
okay.
Detective Johnson, we'll start with the last line of questioning that Ms. Fagan asked you. Would you agree that the gun did not come out of or didn't leave the victim's person until he had been shot multiple times?
Correct.
Okay.
You're right.
And,
Her face. The Nicole's
gun
face, guys.
Did not come out of or didn't leave the victim's person until he had been shot multiple times?
Correct.
Okay. And, defense counsel showed you the photographs and the pieces of evidence, that
Crazy.
do you remember that line of questioning?
Yes.
Does, the photograph, the blood, things of that nature, is that all evidence that Mr. Wright was shot?
Yes.
All evidence that he bled after he was shot?
100%.
And the evidence that she showed you, is that evidence that Mr. Wright was shot and killed?
Yes.
And at any point during your investigation, was there any evidence that you found that showed that Mr. Tuitt had been shot at all?
No,
Based on your knowledge of the firearms evidence, is there any evidence that the victim ever fired a gun?
no,
That's a good thing for
And
the
all
ones that
evidence
did not die.
Miss Fagan asked you about pictures of the crime scene, the shell casings that were photographed. Is all
McBurney. McBurney's confused. Hello. What a question for a body to ask. Yeah, I don't know if he understands use of force. Yeah, Stimpy, that's supposed to be the takeaway. It's not self-defense if you don't have holes in you too. And it's muted. It's not me that's muting it. They're trying to figure it out, it looks like. Aaron says that's also how I react. That question was crazy. Let's run back a body's question. I still can't believe it. Why would you get up there and ask that?
House below it.
sorry, would you last yes, sure.
Okay.
Detective Johnson, we'll start with the last line of questioning that Ms. Fagan asked you. Would you agree that the gun did not come out of or didn't leave the victim's person until he had been shot multiple times?
correct.
Okay. And defense counsel showed you the photographs and the pieces of evidence that have been admitted. Do you remember that line of questioning?
Yes,
Does the photograph, the blood, things of that nature, is that all evidence that Mr. Wright was shot?
yes,
All evidence that he bled after he was shot?
100%.
And the evidence that she showed you, is that evidence that Mr. Wright was shot and killed?
Yes,
And at any point during your investigation, was there any evidence that you found that showed that Mr. Tuitt had been shot at all?
no,
Based on your knowledge of the firearms evidence, is there any evidence that the victim ever fired a gun?
no,
All right, and then I think it switches to McBurney, so
That Mr.
they get the sound back on. But we're still looking at McBurney.
Mr. Tuitt got close enough to the cameras that were functional and working after he shot and killed Mr. Wright,
correct,
as he fled from the scene of the shooting.
correct.
And based on the questions you asked on direct and then cross-examination questions, do you remember the interview that we played during your direct examination?
Yes,
Can you tell the jurors, is what Mr. Tuitt told you, that he never came out of his apartment, never interacted with Mr. Wright? Is that consistent with what we see on the video?
it is not.
Is that a lie?
Yes,
And the fact that Mr. Tuitt lied to you during the interview, is that consistent with him shooting, killing Mr. Wright for no reason?
Objection to the following question.
yes.
So don't answer yet. What is your objection to the form of the question? The question was it consistent with ... Which part did you not, were you objecting to?
Well, I think it's the state testifying.
Okay, you want to try again?
Yeah.
All right.
The lie that Mr. Tuitt told you, based on your review of the video, is that consistent with Mr. Tuitt pulling a firearm first and firing it on Mr. Wright?
Yes,
And during the time that you see on the video, as Mr. Tuitt believes, that he has a firearm, right?
correct.
Any point during that interview or during your investigation, did he provide you the firearm he used that day?
He did not.
Did he tell you where it was during that interview?
He did not.
Did he even acknowledge during that interview that he had a gun?
He did not.
Did he acknowledge during that interview that Mr. Forte had a gun?
He did not.
Did he acknowledge during that interview that he went back to get streets or Mr. Forte's weed? That was what was important.
Are you referring?
He's back.
Yeah, the Adidas bag, correct, yes.
Did he tell you that he went back to get it because it contained weed?
No,
And at any point during that interview, did he tell you that after he shot Mr. Wright 6 times, that despite being fearful, that he
6.
went back and grabbed something off of Mr. Wright's body?
he did not.
Did he tell you what he took?
He did not.
And during that interview, when he was talking to you about things that he had seen on Instagram and the news as it relates to his photographs, do you remember him talking about that?
Yes,
Is that evidence that he knew he was wanted?
correct.
At any point did he reach out to you as it relates to what you had published through the media, asking for anyone with information to contact you?
No,
And it is all of that evidence that you used to swear out warrants as it relates to the warrants that you swear out in this case?
correct.
I agree, Kels, but they do have testimony,
Nothing further.
whether it's credible or not.
Any recross?
Other questions?
Oh,
You don't have any evidence that my client took anything, right?
oh, there we go.
Other than the video of him going back and grabbing something?
What do you see him
Man still
grab?
has his weed, still has his money, still has his phone, still has his scale, still has his gun, right? So what else was there?
I don't know.
You have no evidence that he took anything, right?
Other than the video where he walks back and grabs something?
You don't see anything in his hands, right?
I can't say that he doesn't have anything in his hands.
But you can't say that he
could've took
does.
Money, right?
I don't know what he took.
He could have taken weed, right?
I don't know, Miss Fagan.
He could have taken a gun, right?
Yes, ma'am.
He could have taken a phone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
He could have taken a scale, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you indicated that it wasn't until he got shot when the firearm fell, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. What evidence do you have that the gun wasn't already out?
Well,
When
when
did it
you
come
zoom
out?
in on the video, you don't see a firearm in his hands.
Where do you see his hands?
I mean,
Hello?
we can go back and watch.
Yeah. Let's do it. Look at her. You look dumb.
Your investigation of the firearm was in his pocket or his waistband?
Well, waistband.
Right where his hand is right now, before he fell? Is that correct?
That or his hand could be on his hip. It looked like his hand was on his hip to me.
So as an officer and under oath, your testimony is that his hand is just on his hip right before he gets shot?
Can we zoom in more?
I can give you my computer. Zoom in better than this. Is that better?
I can't say definitively that his hand is gripping a firearm.
Right, well, you just testified to this jury that that firearm didn't come out until he was shot. My question to you is, what evidence do you have for that testimony?
Your question was his hand gripping the firearm?
My question, first, you said that you couldn't see it in his hand. I brought up the video for you to tell me and this jury where you see his hand right before he gets shot.
And to me, it looks like it could be on his hip.
Thank you.
All right, jurors, any questions for the sergeant? If you would get those to Deputy Gordon, looks like we got a few.
Jury questions, chat.
Thank you.
A few.
All right,
A
lawyers,
few.
if you could hustle out here, please.
Uh-oh, look at her body. Me too, bow legs. Yeah, what is Juror 5 thinking? What if she came in and like, the prosecution of the state is triggering my anxiety. I can't do this. Have a good one, Nicola. I can't get over that question. Would you agree that the gun did not come out of or didn't leave the victim's person until he'd been shot? I think we have a little space to jump through the whisper, whisper, whisper.
Working. Folks, Sergeant,
Yes, sir.
sir, fine, whatever. You talked about having interacted with apartment complex management folks to get the video. Mentioned that 2 of the cameras weren't working.
Yes, so the main camera that's directly above where the decedent was located, Your Honor, it was not functional.
Okay. Did you talk to the apartment management people about whether they had let residents know that that camera wasn't working?
I did not discuss that, no.
Okay.
Good question.
In your review of all the video, not just what you were shown today, but the work you did in your investigation, did you ever find any footage that showed the defendant, we call him CT, going back into his apartment after the first encounter he had with Mr. Wright? Because we saw then Mr. Wright walks all around the parking lot and goes by the mailbox and whatnot. Any footage you reviewed that showed what the defendant was doing while Mr. Wright was walking around before he re-engaged with the defendant?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Some of the video footage we've now seen several times shows a male and a female who kind of come up
Did
the
you interview
stairs and
them?
must have passed through
The randoms.
whatever exchange was going on, and then they kept going down the hallway. Were you ever able to identify who those people were?
I was not.
It's a gated community. You didn't. You
There
probably
are
could have gotten
photos
info.
of the pink gun that have been admitted into evidence that appear to show blood on the gun. Do you know if there was what looked like blood found on any of the other items that were recovered from Mr. Wright?
Was there, I'm paraphrasing, was there blood located on any of the other items that we recovered?
Correct.
I reckon that there was. I can't say for certain without reviewing all the crime scene photos.
Okay, you don't have a specific recollection, but when you say you reckon that there was, what makes you say that?
Because it was a very bloody scene and was, blood everywhere. It was on the walls, it was on the
Was it on the
ceiling, was everywhere.
objects?
Were there injuries to Mr. Wright in a location that would have caused or allowed blood to get on his pants so that it would get on the firearm if the firearm was in fact still in his waistband?
Yes, he was shot. Most of his wounds were to his abdomen area, and he had a contact wound to his chest. And then he had several wounds to he had the neck, his shoulder, his left hand, his left armpit. So they
That's
were
more
all
than
in his
6.
abdomen, like area.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Abadi, do you have any questions for the sergeant based on what she and I just discussed?
No.
Ms. Fagan?
Just do your honor. As soon as he was shot, he immediately falls forward, right?
Correct.
As soon as he was shot, the gun is at that point on the ground, right?
Correct.
Okay, so there wasn't a time where he shot with the gun still in his pants.
I can't say for certain. I'd have to see.
You just answered a body's stupid question. Run back the question. Can I have a read back? The gun did not come out of or did not leave the victim's person until he'd been shot multiple times. I guess technically, or didn't leave the victim's person. But she agreed to it on Recross when Nicole asked about it again.
Okay, so before he shot, on the floor, you see there's no gun on the floor right now, correct?
Are you able to get it on my screen?
Uh-oh, what's on your screen? Oh, sorry, it's that handsome judge. Let me add it. Because of 5 o'clock, a bunch of things got kicked out, but I would definitely add that. Almost there. All right, is it good?
Now, yes. Your Honor.
That little box, just put something about stay muted.
It's not on.
Oh, it's all good.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right.
So my question was, at this time, there's nothing on the floor, correct?
Correct.
Well, I mean, it's... Hand on waist. And
You
it
actually see
jumps.
The gun hit the wall and then fall on the floor, right?
I missed it. Can you rewind it back again?
Okay, you see, you're standing up,
Okay.
correct?
Mhm.
Leaning, right?
Yes.
Gun, you see the gun right behind Street's leg? And it's sliding,
Yes.
hits the wall and lands.
Even with the jump, this is crazy.
So what's your question? You're narrating. Do you have a question?
Do you see the
question
gun?
Was that when he was shot, there was never a time he still had the gun in his pants.
I can't say that with certainty.
Before he even hits the ground, the gun's already on the floor after hitting the wall, right?
And far away, not in the pool of
I
blood.
mean,
Look how far away it is.
I guess that's the gun.
What
A
else
lot of
is
stuff
it?
fell.
You're the lead.
I can't tell
As an
for
officer,
certain.
you're really gonna say that's not the gun?
So that's not a fair question. Next question.
No.
Okay. All right.
Woo!
On
A little outside the scope of your questions.
Okay.
Did any of the evidence that you collected, or any of the witness statements, show that the victim threatened to shoot anyone?
No,
Did Mr. Forte tell you that?
No.
Did the defendant tell you that?
no.
Nothing further.
Ms. Fagan, anything else?
Yes,
He's proud.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Ms. Forte said that, though, correct?
Objection, Your Honor, that's hearsay. He wasn't there.
But you asked about evidence.
You're, okay, I can keep going.
Okay.
You also spoke with the neighbor, correct?
Yes.
A neighbor where?
I'm not gonna go into what he said.
No, I just, a neighbor of Ms. Forte or a neighbor?
Actual neighbor that was at the apartment complex that day, the day of the shooting.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
And that neighbor lived on that floor?
I don't recall.
You don't remember where the neighbor from your
No.
page 3 of your,
No, I don't.
What the heck? Even the
No.
state, look at her. Look at Miss Jones.
now, there was more people, you didn't speak to Ms. Parks, right?
No, I never talked to Ms. Parks until after Fugitive brought her in.
Besides Mr. and Ms. Forte, you spoke to other witnesses as well, correct?
No.
You received information from the specific neighbor, right? Correct.
Are you referring to the person who wanted to remain anonymous?
I'm referring.
The neighbor in your
Well,
report.
I can't get into what he said yet. But, so my question is, you spoke to a neighbor that was actually there, right?
I don't recall speaking to a neighbor that was actually there.
So what led to the rest of your investigation, the course of your investigation, to get you to Crime Stoppers tip, to get Mr. Chick-fil-A, DeKalb County retired sergeant guy to contact you?
Would it
How is this
refresh
getting
your
worse?
recollection to look at the beginning of your report?
Sure.
I'm gonna approach you with all of you.
I'll waive any objections related to hearsay if she wants to ask a real direct question about what the neighbor said.
Okay.
I'm
He
with
said-
that. And
She
Please
may
get it
need the
over with.
report, though. I'm hearing this witness say, I'm not recalling an interaction with a neighbor 3 years ago.
She testified about
Did
the
you
neighbor
report
this
that?
morning.
Interview? Yeah.
I don't recall.
Thank you.
All right. Anything more? State? No? Okay.
Okay, if you're not looking at the screen, this is a great time to look at the screen. Oh my god, look at all of their faces. Oh my god. And look at the deputy's face. Look at everybody's face in the gallery. Chat, this should be somebody's background screensaver. Look at this.
Thank you.
All right. Anything more? State? No? Okay. Appreciate your time, Sergeant. You are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Here is
Oh, you can leave it right there. They'll come, whoever brought it to you will come collect it. So ladies and gentlemen, we are done for the day. Thank you for staying a little bit late. Tomorrow, I would like you to try to get here as close to 12:30 as you can. So your morning is your own. I will not call your employer, letting them know you're not in court, whatever you want. But be here by 12:30. The jury room will be open 8 a.m. if you want to get here at 8. It's a cozy space. But we will try to be ready to roll 12:30. We are, according to the lawyers, very much on schedule, if not ahead of schedule. And so it may well be that the state rests tomorrow, and then we'll pivot and see if the defense is going to put on any evidence. No burden on the defense. Ms. Fagan may not call anyone. She can, if that's their strategic decision. And so if the defense doesn't put anything up beyond all the things Ms. Fagan has done so far, it may be that both sides rest tomorrow afternoon. We'll take a check of the time. I have to work through some things with the lawyers after both sides rest. So it could be you're here for a little while, get the rest of the evidence, and then you go home early, even though you came late. That's not us wasting your time. It's just a natural break point. And that would mean that Thursday morning, when you show up, we go straight into closing arguments from the two sides. You'll hear the closings. Then I'll give you the law that that applies to the case, and you begin your deliberations. I'm not guaranteeing that's the schedule. I've learned not to guarantee anything. It sounds like that's the